We have seen trends come and go and come back again. I guess you all agree, you know, everything seems to do a full circle in fashion, homeware, home styling. Nothing's really new. Window displays. Is it a luxury or is it an essential marketing tool? Ask yourself, you know, how do you view it? Many regard this as a real pain, you know, it's this big space, we've got to fill it, and then well, there's a gap up there, we'll shove something up there. That's the attitude, and that's what's coming across now. If you're apathetic about it, your customer will be. If you can't be bothered, they won't be bothered. As I say, why bother? You know, you don't want to do it, then this slovenly approach puts the customer off. They get the feedback off of you guys. You know, if you're not showing off your latest things and moving product around, they won't come in because they don't think you've got anything new. Ask yourself here, with all your retail shops, of your window displays or interior displays, how long have they been in? Have they been in longer than 8 weeks? I don't want you to raise your hands or anything. If you've been in longer than that, then shame on you, basically. Your windows should be changed regularly. If they're not, the customer doesn't see anything different. They just think you're running down, you're suffering, and they're not going to bother to come in. It creates a spiral effect on yourself and on the high street. Nothing new happening. It's all a bit dowdy. I'm just going to walk on because I just need to go to Marks and Spencer's down the road. Recession. We're supposedly coming out of a recession, believe me or not. But in the 80s, the recession caused Marks and Spencer's to cut back. And they cut back where they thought it wasn't really, that point really. We'll just cut back on the displays. So they got rid of all their window displays and all their VM teams. And consequently, they realized they made a big mistake. Footfall fell, their profits fell, everything fell. Because the customer there was nothing happening, nothing changing. It was just a big glass shop front. So they wasn't attracted in. The actual displays do work. People think they don't, but they do. Advertising, be it newspapers or printing, is good, but it goes to a wide spectrum out however far in the area. You have the opportunity to advertise, bang, there, straight in front of you. People walk past, will stop, look, get noticed, walk in your shop. Once you've got them in the shop, you then do your clever little displays and your clever merchandising to get them to pick up things, to be impulse buying, lifestyle in your shop. It's all about falling in love again with your shop. That, space versus chaos, well, that person just didn't agree. If I've got it, it's going in the window. And that seems to be also a problem with a lot of retailers. If I've got it, it's going in that window, or it's going here, it's going to go right in your face, you're going to see it. But what it does, actually, people is bombarded. They've come out of the high street with all the noise and the visual noise, and they're getting through, and they've probably got a screaming baby. They want to come into something calm and controlled. When you fill up your window with loads of stuff, and you can't see what's for what, they're not going to look at it. You need space around your product. It needs that space so you can see that product. A lot of the time when I've dressed windows for a small independent and gone away and come back the next day or whatever, and they've plonked something in that space because there's a space. You shouldn't do that. It's a real key thing. Keep that in mind. Look at your windows when you go back to your shops and see if you can give some space. When you look at the big department stores, they could have a huge 4-meter square window with a bottle of perfume. It's making such a big statement. Kiss, as I say, keeping it simple. Your displays don't have to be expensive. It's not about big props. You can just use the product you have. You don't have to go out buying stuff. I find that all the time that they're using it as an excuse. These are just simple displays. Again, just no props, just a neat sign about what it is, what it's selling. Right, there's no excuses. You've got to get into the habit of looking at your displays objectively and practice good housekeeping. If you get apathetic and you let things slip, the customer will see that and they won't bother coming in. I'll give you some examples. I don't know if you've seen these yourself when you go around, or your own windows. When you go back, look at your own windows. When that sun shines on that glass, how many dabs, fingerprints do you see? Obviously, mannequins for you isn't quite so your line, but stock falling over, poor signage, lights not working, dirt, dust, dead flies. In a big department store, there's VM teams that do this, go around morning, night, and midday checking, because vibration and whatever else, heat, causes things to move in windows. And inside, you know, vibration. They have to be on the ball and check in. For the little independents, I know they're really busy, but there are no excuses. A handwritten sign stuck on a window with sellotape, it's just abysmal. Today's date, we have computers, at least print it on a computer. Stick it on with white tack. Sellotape aging and peeling off on glass, it's just off-putting. Exploit what you've got. You know, we're here to try and help you, but you know, there's a potential there to make so much more money if you just used it. When you go back, have a look at your displays and have a critical look and ask others what they think of your Windows displays. You know, have an open mind. You'd be surprised what they say. Anyway, thank you for your time and attention.